Hey guys, what's up? Thought I'd throw this one out real quick. I've been getting some strange PMs lately. Well, not all of them are strange. There's one by a dude who wanted me to get in contact with him on Skype because I haven't really been able to be on Skype for a while because I've been busy with stuff. I did catch your PM, dude. Don't worry, I'll try to find some way to, talk to you so we can have a discussion. In fact, I'm actually thinking of having a big discussion with several people on Skype if I'm able to do it. We'll see. I'm working on that right now, but that's not the subject of this. Talk about the weird ones. I've been getting strange PMs from religious types and other more conspiracy theory crackpot types who, while I can't really fault them for trying to save my soul, at the same time it's just, ugh. I'm not gonna show you guys the PMs, and I'm not gonna show you the names of the people who sent them because they really don't need. It wasn't mean-spirited stuff, and I don't want to give them any negative stuff. But guys, you have to understand that not every single last conspiracy theory or crazy connection to God is true. I mean, you already know how I feel about religions. Most of them aren't true, and it's been proven over and over again. But when you start mixing religious belief with conspiracy theory, that's when you really start going off the deep end. And the problem with conspiracy theories is not only are they very easy to make, but they suffer from one major flaw. The grander the theory, the more people have to be in on it. And when you start thinking about how statistically it's impossible for just about every single last important person in every single last country to be in on it, I'm sorry. Especially since to this day you still can't get really powerful people to completely agree on certain things. For all this stuff about, oh yeah, everybody's in on it, is he really trying to control the world? It's funny how many powerful countries who are all trying to be united to control the world can't even agree on how to treat certain countries. You got some countries, for instance, that want to put sanctions on Iran, and certain ones that don't. You want some that want to start war in one particular country, and you got others that don't. If they can't even get along with that, what the hell makes you think that they're going to be part of some vast conspiracy where they're going to be joining up with Satan to take over the world? But now instead of talking about that subject directly, I'm going to do something else. I want to show you guys just how easy it is to come up with bullshit and then tie it into some type of religious type of thinking. It's not hard. It really isn't hard to make up this shit and then get people to go along with it. Let me give you guys a demonstration. Just a simple little demonstration of how very easy it is to come up with bullshit that may sound plausible to the mind that wants to see demons and monsters and conspiracies everywhere, but it's just all bullshit. It may seem plausible, but it's not. And I'll tie it in. Watch. I'm gonna show you just how easy it is to come up with shit. So you know those movies, Blade? The Blade series, you know the one with Wesley Snipes in there? See, most people think those are just movies, but they're not. Nah, they're not just movies. They're actually trying to warn people about the impending doom that's awaiting us toward the end of the world and the fight between the chosen ones and the sons of the beast. That's what the movie's really about. That's what the series is about. It's not just some vampire fantasy tale. It's really about people getting ready to fight against, the people who are under God, trying to fight against the demons of the earth, those who have joined the sides with Satan and all that other stuff, and secret societies and stuff. No, that's what really, watch. See, first of all, who are the enemies in the movie? They're vampires, right? And vampires are supposed to be like these undead demonic types who, of course, they've aligned. If you read certain legends of vampires, they are aligned with Satan. They are against God. And notice in these movies, the vampires pretty much control everything. If you remember, they control governments, they control the police, they control the banking industry, they own most of the cities and nations, they're rich, they're powerful, and nobody knows about them. Also, they're vampires. They can't walk around during the daylight. They can only walk around at night. This symbolizes two things. One, they're in secret. You can't see them. They only come out at night when everyone else is asleep, and that's when they do their dirty work. But two, the sun used to be worshipped, And God himself at one time was associated with the great burning light of the sun shining and giving life to anything. They can't stand under God's light. That's why they can't walk during the day. And this is symbolic of the people today who have aligned themselves with the darkness. They operate at night. We don't know about their secret going-ons and their secret societies that have slowly taken over everything around us, our governments and everything working against us. But they can't walk under the light of God, because if they do, they're destroyed. So they have to operate at night and with their secrecy and occult business and all that. But notice, who do they fear? The day walker, the one who can walk under God's grace, but he's tainted by them. He has their strength as well. And how did he get it? His mother was bitten by one of them. This is symbolic of how they've taken... The blade himself represents, you know, the chosen ones of humanity, the ones who still want to cling to God's light. And notice it was his mother that was bitten. So it's like, you know, our past parents or past generations have all been suckered by those who walk in the darkness to believe their teachings and to act like them. And he at one time was acting like them because he got it from his mother. Like, we're all taught to believe in this crap. But he was saved. Before he could fully develop, he was saved by somebody who... Notice Whistler is an old dude, an old white dude who, you know, they kind of made him country-like. You know, he has that Western type of feel because he's supposed to represent the old ways, the ways that are forgotten, the ways that are being pushed aside. But he was able to teach Blade about all the evils that were going on in the world, and he was teaching them to even use their darkness against them. Because notice, when he's fighting the vampires, the one thing what keeps him to go toe-to-toe with them is he knows what they know. But unlike them, he's able to walk in the light. He's the day walker. He's the one who's sent to fight against the beast. And notice even in the second movie, they show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Because the vampires that were secretly trained to go against them, the Blood Pack, notice they were all of different nationalities. You had one Irish or Scottish dude, you had one Asian, you had one Arab dude, you had one, you know, all these different nations, because it's showing you how far this conspiracy has spread, how many people of the darkness are all hooked into it. But all these nations are still terrified of this one guy just because he's under the light. That's, I mean, and notice also that he's spiritual in his own way. I mean, these guys are violent, mindless, bloodthirsty killers, and this dude is a disciplined warrior. Practices martial arts, meditates. He has a spiritual side, because these are the type of things that you need to fight against the beast. The movie is warning you about this impending battle and telling you what side to join. See how easy it is to make that shit up? I came up with that in just a couple of minutes. It's not hard. It really isn't hard to come up with shit like that. And the smart among you, I'm sure, listening to that, can come up with tons of holes to completely throw that out the window. It's bullshit. But it's not hard bullshit. It's not really hard to do. The scary thing, however, is if I went to some crazy right-wing site and wrote that shit down, I bet you anything some completely superstitious religious nut is going to go, this guy makes a lot of sense. I didn't see that in the movie before. It's bullshit. It's not hard to make up. What's really scary is that this is an old trick of mine. I made this up a long time ago. It only took me up a couple of minutes, but I made that up a long time ago, years ago. Told it to a couple of friends of mine, and some of them were laughing their asses off, but other people were like, wow, I never saw it like before. And I'm like trying to tell them, no, this is bullshit. I just made this up. It's insidious how easy it is to believe crap like this, but it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. I just made it up. And quite frankly, a lot of the conspiracy theories out right now, from the secret Freemasons trying to take over the world, it's bullshit too. It's actually been proven to be bullshit. Just gotta do a little bit of research about the people who made up the so-called evidence just to trick people like you. And when I mean people like you, I'm talking about those who hold, you know, to these particular conspiracy theories. But they're usually just made up like that. And any evidence that they try to give you is also made up. And it's, considering that I was able to come up with that bullshit that I just told you in just a few minutes, imagine how long it would take to come up, you know, how insidious a grander scheme that took several months or weeks or whatever to put together would be like. Me, it only took me a couple of minutes to come up with that shit. But I'm pretty sure some people for a while were going, oh, I never thought of that before. But it's bullshit. Guys, you have to start using this. There's a reason why religious organizations have in the past said that you shouldn't use this, because if you start using this, you can see through the bullshit. Again, it's scary to me how easy it is to make this stuff up. But it's even scarier how people will just eat it up. Start using this. It will save your life someday.